guys, today I'm going to give you a review slash demo on these Zoeva brushes. I have purchased one more, but I haven't got it yet, so it's not in this review. But if you want to see it and hear me have like a first impression of them, these are, I'll show you that one, but these are brushes I got from Douglas. I wanted to show you my first impressions on these and how they work for an everyday look and more of a going out makeup look. So at first I did an everyday makeup look with them, and then I did this makeup look, which I think is more for going out. Depends on what you prefer, but I only used 5 eyeshadows for the 2 makeup looks that I'm going to show you, and I feel like those are like basic eyeshadows that I think every woman should have in their makeup collection. I think you can get a long way with using only them. It is this light champagne highlighting color, this nude matte eyeshadow, this taupey brown matte eyeshadow, this dark brown matte eyeshadow, and then the gold eyeshadow right there. So if you want to see my review on these and first impression of these eyeshadow brushes and how I did this makeup look and my everyday makeup look using only those 5 eyeshadows, then just keep on watching. Okay, so they all came in these cases, and I'm going to start out with the foundation brush, which is called 102 Silk Finish, and they're all very, very soft and black in the root, and then they go white, and I guess this is the softer part and this is the more dense part. I would compare it to the one that I currently use from Real Techniques, the Expert Face Brush. They're very similar, but this one is a little bit more rounded than this one. So I'm going to use, as always, the Inglot AMC Cream Foundation in LW200. It feels very soft and very similar to the Expert Face Brush. The only difference I can feel is that this one is a little bit softer, but it gives the same result. It blends out very easily. Approved. The next one that I'm going to use is the 142 Concealer Buffer, and this I'm hoping to do the same job as this one from Sigma. Sorry that it's a little bit dirty. Precision Flat Angled P88 brush. They're not similar, but I hope they will perform and similar, and this one maybe even better. But from how it looks like, I would probably compare it to the Real Techniques Domed Shadow Brush, which I also use for concealers, but for mineral concealer. So I'm going to use this one with the Bourjois Healthy Mix Corrective Concealer in Apricot, and I'm going to use it for both under my eyes and any blemishes. And this is very soft. First impression, I would say that this is probably a little bit better than the Sigma one. And for liquid concealer, it's probably better than the Domed Shadow Brush as well. I love this one. It's very gentle to the skin, I feel like. And I mean, the size is a little bit bigger than I would normally use for blemishes, but I feel like it works, even though it has the size that it has. Yeah, it definitely did the job, and I'm in love with this one as well. I think I'm going to finish the face first, so I'm going to continue with the 101 Luxe Face Definer. And this is very, very soft, and I would compare it to the Sigma Tapered Face F25. The F25 is a little bit more pointed than this one, and on the website it looked like this was a little bit bigger, but it's really not. It's a tad smaller than this one, but this one is softer, I think. A little bit softer than this one. And I'm going to use it for contouring first with my sculpting powder from Inglot, the one in the middle there. It picks up the product very well, I feel like. It's so soft to the skin. It's like a little massage. It's not so precise when it comes to the application, because what I do with the Sigma one is that I apply the product where I want it, and then I start blending. But with this one, since it's not so pointed, I feel like I can't really do that with this one. Or maybe I just have to practice a little bit and get to know this one a little bit better. But it does blend pretty well, I think. Yep, I like it, but I think I prefer this one over this one, actually. It puts on a little bit too much product than what I prefer, to be honest. But yeah, I like it. I mean, I would definitely recommend this one. It sheds a little bit. The two other ones didn't do that. So I'm gonna have to try this a little bit more before I can say if I like it or not, but I don't like it. I'm just gonna put on my eyeshadow primer, which is the Absolute New York Eyelid Primer Base. I got this in one of my glossy boxes, and I really like it. Then on to brows, I'm using the Isadora Eyebrow Pencil in 22 Light Brown. I'm going to use the, let's see, 322 Brow Liner to soften the brows. And the one that I'm currently using is just a Max Factor one. Doesn't really have a number or a name. But these are not very similar. I feel like, well, you can see that this is just smaller and it's very soft, and this is more dense, and it feels like this would be something that you use to shape the brows more. And I use brow powder to soften the brows a little bit more, so I'm kind of curious about this one. I'm going to use the same sculpting powder as I used on my face. Okay, I like it. I feel like it does the same job, but it defines the brows a little bit more. So I guess you could, if you don't want to use both a pencil and a powder, you can just use a powder and make the look more defined, or maybe just something in between a pencil and a powder. So I do like it. Okay, going on to with the everyday makeup look. I'm only going to use the 5 eyeshadows from this palette, starting with the nude color. I'm going to apply it with the 235 contour shader, which is just like an angled eyeshadow brush. And I don't have anything similar to this one. No, I don't think. But it feels soft but yet dense. So I'm very curious to try this. I feel like it packs the product on pretty good. Doesn't make the eyeshadow fall out or anything. Yeah, I like it. I actually think I'm going to use the same brush for my next color, which is this taupey purpley brown color. And I'm going to put it in my crease. Yeah. So I'm using the thinner, or I'm kind of twisting it, so I use the thin side like this. It's hard to explain, but I think you can see what I'm doing. And then when I apply the product where I want it to be, I twist it and I start blending. And I go down underneath as well. I think it's pretty good to apply product or eyeshadow in the crease as well. It doesn't apply too much product at a time, so you get to blend it all out and make it really natural and nice. So it's a good everyday brush, I feel like. I feel like I want the look to be a little bit more intense, even though it's an everyday look. So I'm going to try out the next brush, which is the 223 Petit Eye Blender. And this is just a smaller version of the concealer buffer. It reminds me of the e.l.f., I think it's called crease brush, that I just threw out because it was just worn out and ruined and hairs were coming off, and I just needed something that was similar to that one because I really like that one, and this feels very similar but so much better quality. So I'm going to use the same eyeshadow. This time I'm just focusing on the crease. Yeah, these brushes just really do the job. There's no question about that. Putting a little bit more on the outer part of the lid, just to kind of blend it in, a little bit underneath. And then I'm just quickly gonna go over with that nude color one more time over the lid, because I felt like it was a little bit too little with that angled eyeshadow brush. And that's it. Curling my lashes. With the Bobbi Brown eyelash curler. And I'm applying the Mary Kay Ultimate Mascara in brown, or I think it's black brown, which is great for an everyday look. And that's the everyday eye makeup look done. I totally forgot the blush, and I'm going to use that Luxe Face Definer as for my blush brush as well. I'm using that Inglot blush that I have. And this is great for applying blush as well. Love it. Just putting on a clear lip gloss from H&M to finish the look. And this smells like coconut and lime, and I love it. Actually never tried this out before. And that's the finished everyday makeup look. And now I'm just going to build upon this and make this into a night makeup look. Still using those 5 eyeshadows that I showed you. But this time I'm going to use the golden color on the lid, and I'm just going to use my fingers to apply that one. Okay, I just applied it. I'm going to blend it out in just a little bit, but first I'm going to use my pinky with this lighter champagne-y white eyeshadow that works great as a highlighter in the inner corner. And then lastly, I'm going to use this dark brown, pretty matte color in my outer V. And I'm going to use the Petit eye blender for that. So applying it where I want it, and then a little bit underneath my eyes as well. Like that. That's where I want the color to be. And last thing I'm going to do is to just blend it out. And for that, I'm going to use the last brush, which is the 229 Eye Finish. This is a super soft, a little bit longer bristles, and I hope it will perform like this one, which is what I use for blending right now. It's the e.l.f. Studio Angled Contour Brush, but they don't look the same at all. It looks a little bit more like this one, but this one is a lot shorter and more pointed. The Sigma Small Tapered Blending E45 brush. So I don't have anything quite like this. I used to have a brush from Max Factor that I loved, but yeah, that's pretty much ruined as well. So I'm not gonna use anything on this brush. I'm just going to use it to blend. So starting with the lightest color, which is in the inner corner, I'm just going to blend out that highlight and make sure it's not too highlighted. And then I'm going over that golden eyeshadow. And then that darker one. I don't know, I feel like it's a little bit too flimsy to blend out those edges. The e.l.f. one is much better, I feel like. But I mean, it does the job, so. But it's definitely not my favorite. I guess this would be, I don't know. I didn't really love this one, I have to say. Like so. And I'm going to end it with that nude color again, mixed up just a tad with that highlighting shadow, and just go over the brow bone and do a little highlight there. You could probably use this brow brush to do a soft liner with that dark brown color. I think that would work very well, but I'm just going to end it right here. And I think this is a really nice makeup look for a night out, and it's really simple. Berry pinky red lip gloss from e.l.f. the 2-in-1 conditioning gloss. I think this is called Vavavoom. And it just gives a really light tint of red. So that's that. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial demo review version of those Zoeva makeup brushes. I think my favorite brushes would be, my least favorite is probably this one, the eye finish brush. I felt like it almost stung my eyes a little bit, and it's not really, I mean, it does the job, but it's not the best one I've tried. My favorite one would probably be the concealer buffer. I really like that one. This one was really good. These ones were pretty good. This one was good, but it picked up a little bit too much product, I felt like, and it wasn't too precise. So, yeah. But overall, I'm really happy with my purchase, and I will recommend Zoeva brushes. They are one of the best brushes I've tried, even though I think my favorite ones are from Sigma and Real Techniques. Like those are my favorite makeup brush brands. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching.